wrap up this glorious Wednesday by learning about the defensive side of the ball. It's always such a magical thing to be able to hear what's good and what's bad in Good D, Bad D, presented by Everything DB and Darius Butler.
We'll start in Chicago, and they've been on here a ton, leading the NFL in interceptions. CJ has had some good games. He had a rough game against the Packers, but he's had some good games outside of that. This is great disguise against the rookie Shedeur Sanders. If you start running back from the beginning, Foxy, starting on the line of scrimmage, showing middle close, and going to get to a cover three deep, 4 underneath. He is the flat defender. And when you start up on the line of scrimmage with this disguise, it is very important that you get width just as much as you get your depth, because that width actually becomes your depth. So you'll see him as he gets wider. He continues to climb against Fanning, Jr., the tight end here. Climbs, fools the quarterback, jumps up, high points the ball. Great job by CJ. Veteran play, fooling the rookie quarterback.
I love the fact that the Chicago Bears are being celebrated on in the trenches and Everything DB every week.
Yep.
If you want to win, these are two places you would like to be showcased at. And Ben Johnson, once again, has been able to establish this as just a normal thing for this Bears team.
Yeah.
When this has not been normal for, the course of their entire existence?
Long time. I mean, we saw them in the Super Bowl. It was that 06, and kind of since then they haven't been a great team. But when they were in the Super Bowl, they had a great defense. So you got a defense that's feasting on turnovers, and their best linebackers getting healthy, so he'll be activated soon with Edmonds. But their DBs have been great. Byard, we see him on here a bunch. Wright, Jalen Johnson, he had an interception as well. He's finding his form. So, yeah, they're hitting on all the cylinders. And if you're in Chicago, if you're in this division, you want to be able to run the football, obviously, and you want to be able to take the football away. That's always a great recipe for success.
Stealing possessions is good news.
Huge,
the weather's going to get bad. How can you do? Wait a minute. Let's see another good D, it looks like, from Everything DB.
Hell yeah, this is what you kind of visualized, I believe, last Friday with the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. And right here is quarters coverage. Now, there were some opportunities for the Rams to be on here, but they gave up a couple touchdowns against the Lions, both in quarters coverage, both with a post. And the reason you see that route against quarters coverage, you'll see right here with the leverage. We talk about leverage a lot. Patrick Surtain is going to be outside leverage against the post. Pause it here. So quarters coverage, the safety, he's reading number 2. So you run it back to the beginning. His number 2 blocks. And when your tight end blocks, that kind of sits you down. You become a part of the run fit, right? Because if they do run this ball, he has a gap. He's kind of that half man in the box. When they don't run, when it's the play action, now as that safety, it's your responsibility to be underneath that number 1 receiver. You should take away the curl. You should be underneath the curl route, underneath the dig route, and then you'll be underneath the post route as well. So the corner, you're going to be outside and over the top, and then in a perfect world, you'll be able to undercut and make this play. Christian Watson, obviously a blazer, one of the fastest receivers in the league. If you let it run here, you got to have confidence. You got to have speed. You saw him just put the head down, then get back, track the ball, and go up and make a phenomenal play on the football.
This Denver Broncos team's everything on the defensive side that we thought they'd be. And how come Vance doesn't really get talked about for head coaching much?
I think he will. I think people have been around ball since that 70-point game he gave up against the Dolphins. This defense has been, obviously, with the sack numbers, they've been on a record pace. And then they got guys on the back end that can cover. Hufanga was a great signing coming over. But Surtain, obviously, his season has been kind of shortened with the injury. He set out some games. Riley Moss, he got an interception on the tip ball and the crossing route, but he's a very good cover man as well. And then the guys up front, they mix it up and they'll get after you, all game long. So there'll be a tough team to beat with Bo Nix playing how he's playing. Very similar to what Caleb Williams. Caleb probably had his best outing of the year as far as throwing the football. If they can find their footed, Bo had his best outing here on offense as well. So they're clicking on the right cylinders at the right time.
There's a chance, too, like Vance might fall into that Josh McDaniels bucket where it's like, hey, I've done the head coach thing. Like, I got the best defense in the NFL, and Sean Payton, Surtain. Yeah, you got the Waltons who can pay me as much as Sean Payton says or I want. It's like the Broncos and Patriots both might have their offensive and defensive guys kind of set for the forward and young quarterbacks. Like, hold on.
Yeah, hold on, Broncos. Hold on, Patriots. Congrats to Broncos defense getting showcased yet again. Oh, is this good?
Another team who's been on here a ton, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, typically they play a ton of zone coverage. I believe still in the top of the National Football League when it comes to zone coverage. Derwin James, this is Gardner Minshew now, and at this point had to try to
almost Pro Bowler
and get him down. Almost Pro Bowler, almost got us to the playoffs, and got thrown obviously at the end of the game. want to get in a position for a field goal and tie this thing, maybe get an OT, or maybe try to go down and win it. So you got Travis Kelce matched up on Derwin James. They've seen a ton of each other year in and year out, been in that division. Just a great job of maintaining his outside leverage from the beginning. You'll see it better from the other angle. Kelce tries to give him a head fake to the inside, doesn't fall forward, keeps his leverage, looks back, makes a play on the ball to end this game. So big-time play by a big-time player. And they're playing very, very good defense. The only, I guess, weakness on their team will be the offensive line. Their defense is good enough to win a championship, I believe. And you talk about Vance Joseph, Jesse Minter will probably be in head coaching conversations as well. And then it's going to be, okay, how healthy can Herbert be down the stretch and how upright can that O-line keep him? But the defenses are making plays big time week in and week out.
Incredible coverage here by Derwin.
Great coverage.
Gardner Minshew, we're already in field goal range kind of with Bucker. Now, granted, is he going to make it or not make it this year has become a question. He has a very strong leg. 20 seconds left, down 3.
Yeah.
Have a chance to be on the field and throw the ball to Travis Kelce, I'm going to do that. He did it earlier in the drive, too. I think him and Kelce had a great connection. Gardner Minshew is not scared of anything. Feels like this not necessarily ever going to be a completion because Derwin James is so damn good. But remember, Travis runs Travis Kelce routes, 43 sitting in there. They weren't going to let Travis get another rock here.
No, and this was man coverage. I believe they had a couple hold defenders in there, but man-to-man coverage, outside leverage, and this is perfect. Like, this is how you draw it up. You do drills like this. Hey, keep your outside leverage. If he runs the corner route, you make him pay, and he did.
All right, let's go to another good D with Darius J. Butler.
And this is the last one.
The
Kamari,
best D, man.
Yeah, the best defense in the league right now. And he is, probably a top 5 corner now. We all talk about Stingley on the other side, who's, 1 or 2 in that conversation. Bullock, he's been the best free safety this year. Petrie, we had him on maybe last week against the Chiefs when he had the big hits in the interception. Yeah. Kamari Lassiter, second year out of Houston, I believe. Hard hitter. He'll show up in the run game. He'll blitz. He'll tackle. And he'll also cover. Had an interception against the Chiefs last week. And this is another interception in high red zone. Post route once again, maintaining his leverage and then making a great play on the football and a phenomenal celebration as well.
All right. And
y'all got
pretty good.
Spider-Man. And Spider-Man?
Yeah, there was some question marks about him a couple weeks ago. I think before the Chiefs game, had a toe injury that he had been kind of battling. And remember the comments that he made. I love hearing D'Amico Ryans talk about him and his mindset. But he was asked the question, hey, who would you send first off the bus from that defense? And he was like me. I'm with all the bullshit. And he absolutely is down in the down out.
I mean, that's an incredible catch. If a wide receiver makes this catch with not being able to see the ball with hands touching it, we would say that's an incredible catch.
And the casuals may not know who that receiver is, Michael Wilson, but since
he's unbelievable.
He's unreal. His numbers, his targets since Marvin Harrison Jr. has been out, he's kind of become a guy. But that's a great job. Reading your keys, keeping your leverage, and then making a great play on the football. That was his 4th interception on the year.
Great backflip, too.
Yeah. Great backflip.
Anytime.
Where they stick you to.
I think you're allowed to say that. I'm not. The anytime you can do it full pads and be that clean with it, that means not only is it been done thousands of times in the past, but in the moment, didn't get too excited. Okay.
Oh, no.
Perfect balance. It's like shooting a 3. You got to have the right amount of explosion in turn. Just casual in the moment, all the way into the Spider-Man. This is phenomenal celebration.
Absolutely. You could probably see it better from the wide copy if you fast forward to the end. But I also like the awareness of him because, once again, dealing with an injury. But peeking back real quick because he spun it. Boom. Got to spun it. You peek back. Make sure it's not a cameraman, cheerleader. Boom. Stick that thing. Great camera.
That's perfect timing there.
10 out of 10. It's going to be some sick pictures somewhere online.
Well, congrats to him. It seems like there's going to be more of that coming out of the Houston Texans defense. They are so good. We're talking about them maybe winning the Super Bowl because that defense.
Best unit of the ball.
Oh, really?
Best, in my opinion, just if
Devontae not in?
Unit, best unit in football.
With Devontae not in? If Devontae's in, are you taking Los Angeles Rams offense or Houston Texans defense?
I'll still go to Texans defense.
They also might win the division still. There's a very big chance. They have the tiebreaker with the Jags. The Jags are at Denver, and the Texans are hosting the Raiders. So maybe the Texans win. The Jags-Broncos will be a war, but they have the tiebreaker. And the closing 3 for the Texans, relatively easy aside from at Indy the last week, but there's a chance they end up being the 3 seed, maybe even 2 seed.
And if you get that, you get a home playoff game, obviously, and everything else that comes alongside of that, and maybe even another home game, depending upon what happens below them. And if they're able to get that building going with that defense going,
we've been there.
Yes, we have. With CJ going, I think we've seen that. It's like nobody really wants them, and that's what everybody has said. Luke Kuechly said nobody really is signing up to take on the Houston Texans right now because to win games that involve points, you have to be able to score them. And the Houston Texans defense poses quite a problem when it comes to getting into end zone. They are everywhere all the time. And you talk about Lassiter as like the third guy that you showcase on Everything DB. Every other guy that's been on there is because they hit. Everybody hits. They're all tough. Like all of them are hitters. All of them want to punish you. And it's like that's D'Amico Ryans to a T. Like when Jair gets in that fight on the sideline and then he gets suspended. D'Amico Ryans, head coach and defensive guy, comes out and he's like, we got to watch what's going on that sideline too. Like our guys, like you want to hit us, we're going to hit you. Like he was open with the fact like this is who we are. That's a scary fucking team to have to play, especially in the playoffs, I think, AJ.
Yeah, I think it's contagious too. Like when you have a physical team like that and you talk about running to the ball. Like great things happen when you run to the ball. Like they just feel like they're playing with supreme confidence, whoever is in there. I don't know, like you have to uphold the standard, I feel like, and that D'Amico and the rest of that team is set. And yeah, like we said, it may not be fun to watch your team play the Texans, but if you are a fan of defense and a fan of physicality, this defense is who you want to watch.
Yeah, and they're finishing every hit too. Like it's like, we're
through the ground. They're finishing they're trying to take you through the ground.
Football's great, but there's some people that are ass. D-Butt, let's get to the bad D, shall we?
Oh, man, speaking of people and teams and defense units that are ass, they got the defensive coordinator fired after this game, Steve Wilks. Liam Cohen has done a great job with Trevor Lawrence. I know Dan said yesterday the Texans offense probably the most improved unit in football. This Jacksonville Jaguars has been hitting on all cylinders. You'll see ETN, he had 3 touchdowns. This is one of them right here. They're going to get to basically a 4-by-1 on the snap. So right now he's starting off to the left. Post snap, he's going to get to the route and just get the right, and then it'll just be a swing route. And now AJ knows just how tough this is on 5-6. If you run it back, just look at the traffic that 5-6 has to run through. If you pause it here, he's a linebacker just to the left if you're looking from the offensive side of the hash. And watch what 56 has to get through and try to cover ETN, who's already a speedster. So he went underneath. And you always have to make a decision as a defender. Do I go over the top? Or do I go underneath? Do I try to go to that back door? And usually when you go to that back door, you get outran, especially with a speedster. It's great for that O-line. He's 77. He just gets a hand on him, then does the save it block, just puts the ass on him, and then ETN takes care of the rest.
Jets get rid of Quinnen Williams, and we hear what the Dallas Cowboys think about him. Do we think that is potentially the devastation to the Jets' defensive side of the ball?
I mean, it was bad with him, too. This is the team, I don't know, maybe 1 interception on the entire year, I think, which is
none.
0?
0.
Like that's hard to do. That's hard to do through 5 games, let alone 15 at this point. This is all time bad. You didn't expect this with a defensive. I didn't expect this with a defensive head coach. But don't have a bunch of the pieces and just got the shit kicked out of him. We talked about Trevor Lawrence earlier in the week having a historic day. This offense has been good, but they looked obviously great on Sunday against this Jets. Deep, like right there, you got to get on the ground. Big play, you got to get on the ground.
I think you got to pull the ripcord. We just saw I mean, I'm not saying that there's like a Mike Vrabel option out there for the Jets, but like as a defensive guy with how bad they've been and just like everything, like I don't know, maybe you own up, say we got this one wrong. We need to go back to the drawing board and we need to make sure we get it right.
And then what? AG's going back to Detroit?
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe just swap.
Maybe
Shepard gets hired by the Jets. If they don't do it this year, they're signing up for 2 years because they have 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years. So if they let them pick the 2 first-round picks this year or, who knows, trade up.
Who's the GM?
What do you want to get?
Darren
Muji. I mean, I'm not there. I'm not there as far as pulling the cord just because of the things that we talked about.
Sucks.
You were a seller. You sent all your best players away. You get all these picks. That looks like to us, hey, you position yourself, go get a quarterback, build for the future. So you give them an opportunity. Give them a couple years to try to figure it out. It's all time right now.
I agree. And I like Aaron Glenn.
Me too.
I like Aaron Glenn. I'm an Aaron Glenn fan. I like his energy. I like his juice. I like what he did with Detroit. I got a chance to talk to him. I feel like he's a very real human being. I mean, the Aaron Rodgers fly over there and then him kick him out of the room in 3 minutes or whatever. Hilarious move. Interesting move. I don't know if that happens in football a lot in its entirety, but trying to set a tone, I think, on what he's looking for. So for it to be this ass, I think we were all kind of surprised by. D-Butt, final bad D. What?
Yeah, we haven't seen the Packers
This was
on
a bad
here.
one.
Yeah, I don't think all year long. And this is a seed from Bo Nix. Talking about some quarterbacks playing their best ball at this point in the season. Bo Nix is definitely in that conversation. This is a big week, too, for the Broncos. They've been winning a lot of close games, but winning nonetheless. And a lot of people are like, all right, Packers, Broncos, this will be a big test for both teams, both quarterbacks. And he passed the test with flying colors. It was him with his college teammate, Troy Franklin. This is like a scissors route. So a corner from the number 2 receiver, and then he'll end up running like a post, and he'll sit right in this window, kind of a cover 2 type drop, and he throws it. Dan kind of talked about throwing the ball across the middle. It's about kind of where you place the ball, the pace you put on the ball, and he puts this kind of back shoulder high away from the defenders. Great ball placement, great accuracy, stepping up in the pocket, big time throw and catch.
That's just hitting a hole in the zone, right?
Yep.
I mean, that is exactly. That's
exactly
called a whole shot, I believe, and that's how you beat zone. And was Bo always able to do this in the NFL? Do we know?
Well, Sean Payton loved him. You know, when he came on, he spoke very, very glowingly about him. It was some questions for a lot of other people. Could Bo develop and be a big time quarterback? But making plays like this on this level against this defense, because this ain't a bunch of slappies out there. These are some good defenders. Obviously, Micah got hurt this game, but big time throw against a very good defense. You got to find a hole in the zone and make the throw.
We liked Bo on the show, right? He sounded like Kevin O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway, if I remember right. Everything was right. He was super competitive, loved the quarterback position, everything like that.
QB1.
And that's why Sean Payton, as soon as he met him, was like, this is the guy.
And I like quarterbacks that when the moments get bigger, like they show up the best. And that's who he's been all year, whether it was a team you're supposed to blow out or a team you're supposed to lose to. Fourth quarter comes, 10 is playing his best ball. So I love that from a quarterback, young or old, but he's, kind of a young, old guy almost in the NFL. The second year starting, but he's an older fella, and he's playing his best ball.
Shuck. He talks about how old he was. You
Look
Saints
out.
care. Hey. Saints care right now.
Look out for Shuck.
Dan was right. Remember, he was on good D. Threw that pick to Rasul Douglas, and we were like, damn, things do 2 picks. It had to pick 2 to Minka, and Dan, I think, tweeted that day like, hey, I love his film. He's confident. He's this, he's that. And I think he's ran off a couple wins since.
Well, and the Saints celebrated when they drafted him in the 3rd round as if he was going to be their starter. Mm-hmm. Remember that? And everybody was like, well, if you're drafting a starter in the 3rd round, why didn't you draft him in the 1st round? What are you talking about? They're like, we like our pick.
Mm-hmm. That fucker.
Is he still down there?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shuck was fantastic today. Aggressive, moved really well, confidence high, saw the field clean. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dano's been on it. The Dan wagon will hop on some things that are good.
Yep.
Leave it at that. It's holiday season. Great work today, boys. Thank you, D-Buck. Great week.
Thank you, brother. You too.